It's getting crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Your way, babe. Look and find your way. Yeah, take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Look and find your way.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the rule. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments, you had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had, stop looking at trends. You wearing your house like it's topical.
Feeling now, the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the rule. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines when you find out. And getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hot behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the rule. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
Check, check, 1, 2, ayy, check, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just thought that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stopped checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a high king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Not much just popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just thought that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stopped checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Start started my own shit. I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your mouths is just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I took the phone that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice.
This is Marjorie Stewart Baxter.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
The podcast, the full norm of podcast.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to 3175 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beeshes, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yahoos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexing on all you beeshes.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
I like to caress rusty spoons. I like to make sick fucking gains and go to the gym. And I like to make sure that you're not taking that garbage Ozempic. You're going to the fucking gym. So hashtag, you could do whatever. Gym over Ozempic. You could figure it out. We'll give it away at the end of today's episode. Don't do Ozempic. Don't take that shit. Go to the fucking gym and make those delicious gains. Drop that in the comments down below. Thanks for being here. Everyone hit the like button, subscribe. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble, and of course, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Subscribe, share the show with your friends. The only mancast that will help you go to the fucking gym. And there's nothing like stretching your ear holes out with some knowledge cock while you're making gains. So make sure you are listening to Papa and the Fam when you go to the gym. How many of you listen to the mancast while you make gains? It's the only mancast that will help you make gains. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. We got a lot to do. We're going to take some questions. We'll get balls deep, of course, but we got some Swole Fam posts to start. So without further ado, let's get it. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, we got one from the Swolenormous app. We'll take it first from Daniel. And if you have not yet taken the opportunity to download the Swolenormous app, you can start your trial. Head on over to the App Store, Google Play, download the Swolenormous app, join the fam today. We got some specials going on. If you want to go to the website, swolenormousx.com, now's the time to join and get access to all of our new releases, all of our programs, hundreds of yoga classes, thousands of recipes. I cannot tell you, I've been talking about Swolenormous X for years, and it's amazing, and it's actually just gotten more amazing, if you can believe that, because now we have an app that streamlines all the content. So go and download it today. Join the fam. Let's get into it. 2025 is shaping up to be a big year. So get started today with the fam. Daniel says, I'm about 3 weeks in on Maximum Swole. That's one of our programs. I am just wondering, should I go all the way through the splits, like from A to E, or can I stay on a split for a few weeks and mix between, as I can easily get frustrated on being the same session for ages? Thanks, Papa. I answered this in the app, but I wanted to do it publicly too. You pick a split. You could try different ones. I wouldn't recommend just bouncing around from different ones because they have a different focus, but find one that you like and understand that each split is designed to be done endlessly. That doesn't mean that you are able to do each one endlessly. That just means that I gave you different options. So in Maximum Swole, There is no rotating programming like in some of the other programs where it says, hey, you do this for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, or whatever it is, and then it moves on to something else. This is something that you stick to long term. Now, you can adjust the exercise order. You can adjust the rest periods. You can adjust the exercise selection, but you want to pick a split that you can stick to long term. So try different ones. I recommend starting with either the full body or the upper lower split just to get yourself started and get yourself situated. And then you can play around and see what works best for your schedule and for your recovery. So they're designed to be done endlessly. And you guys could drop in the comments down below. What is your favorite split from Maximum Swole? Let's get into a couple more Swole fam responses. Sent this out yesterday. I wanted to ask, and unfortunately, a lot of the Swole fam isn't really paying as much attention to mindfulness and to brain gains as I would hope. But I asked, how much of an impact does mindfulness and brain gains, pillar number 6, by the way, how much of an impact does it make in your life, and how do you use it in your daily schedule? So let this be a lesson to all of you to up your mindfulness game. So you could drop in the chat if you have some updates for me. Let's see. Oops, spinning. All right, let's get into the first one here. Why is it so tiny? That's what she said. Diana says, brain gains has a major impact, but I don't meditate and I know I should. So Diana, you're on the list. You're on the naughty list. Make sure that you start your meditation. And remember, 5 minutes is fine. Start with 5 minutes. It's more about the frequency. It's more about doing it every day rather than how long. Lisa says, sorry, I don't meditate so much as I give myself pep talks to do the responsible and consistent things even when I don't want to do them. Nothing to do with mindfulness. That's not mindfulness. That's something else. That's discipline. So you should meditate. Marissa, I missed the mindfulness. I've been off the main site for a long time. I have to rejoin. I do YouTube meditation. That being said, okay. When I was consistent, I would say it helped a lot with staying on schedule and discipline. Whenever I had something urgent planned that I needed to be focused or relax, I did and set my alarm for brain gains. Good. Do it. I'm glad I asked that question because I think it opened and exposed a lot of you and where you're slacking. A lot of slackers when it comes to meditation. So let's take this as a reminder to make that a priority this year. Reminder that this Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we have Roundtable 83 for members. This Thursday, January 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be there. Of course, we'll have it up in the app if you can't make it live, but please be there and jump in early. That way you can get your questions answered and hang out with the Swole fam. So we'll see you this Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern Freedom Time, Thursday, January the 16th. Roundtable 83. My goodness, Roundtable 83. All right, let's get into some questions. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're live, of course. Let's make some gains. FYI, we brought it back to the Daily Swole YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe. The Daily Swole on Rumble, the Daily Swole on YouTube, and, of course, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. You're going to load up Instagram Live. We'll take some from Instagram stories to start, but if you have any live questions and you're watching on the streaming apps, make sure that you drop them in the comments down below. We'll take the first question from Nick Frisari Jr. Nick Frisari. Papa Swole, what are the best workouts to target belly fat? You cannot target fat anywhere. So there's no best workout to target belly fat. They don't exist. That comes down to your overall strength training, your overall nutrition, sleep, hormone balance, all those things. Let's get into another one. Oops. Buttons are glitching out a little bit today. Hopefully we don't freeze up. It looks like something's glitching a little bit. Gentleman Alfonso, Papa Swole, best cardio workout to do inside your home that requires no equipment.
Because
we all know what the best cardio workout is. Get yourself a female and go to Pound Town. That's the best cardio. Well, here's some good advice. You don't need cardio to get lean. You don't need cardio to build muscle. Go for a walk. You could do some sprints. You could do some burpees and shit like that. But understand that if you want to get leaner, it comes down to building muscle. All right. The JT 2007 on Instagram, can you bulk on carnivore? I would say you can. You don't want to focus on bulking though. You don't want to think about bulking as a thing in itself. You want to think about building muscle. So everyone should be building muscle. You don't really want to bulk. You want to put on muscle. And you're probably going to put on a little bit of fat because you're going to be in a slight surplus, but you don't need a crazy surplus. So can you bulk? Sure, but I personally don't like carnivore for heavy strength training. If you're doing a lot of heavy strength training like bodybuilding, I don't think it's ideal. Personally, I like carbohydrates, but can you? Sure, you could put on muscle with carnivore, of course. My Paradise Lifestyles, how do you feel about the Los Angeles fires? How do I feel about it? I mean, it sucks. It sucks for people that are living there. It's brutal. I hope it gets stopped, and from what I've heard, it's only about 10% contained. So it seems like it's a long way from that ending. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the leadership out in California has been such dog shit because this is preventable. Fires have been happening in California for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. This is nothing new. So the preparation wasn't there. And of course, the blame game is going to be tried to point, it was your fault, it was your fault, it was your fault. It's absolutely the leadership. This is why voting matters and local elections and everything matters in these places, because the protections and the defenses against these things were not undertaken, obviously. These things are preventable. Martum528, but it's really bad. It's really bad, and I hope it gets solved soon. So shout out to anyone who's going through that. Anyone watching live that's dealing with that, hopefully you guys get that figured out. I don't feel good about it. All right, Martum528 on Instagram, is organic chicken liver good to eat? It's a good question. Of course, it comes down to anytime you're eating meat or organs from an animal, you want to make sure you're getting the highest quality possible. So pasture-raised organic chicken liver would be better than mass-produced confined feedlot type chicken liver. I don't eat chicken liver. I don't know if any of you do, so it's not something that I personally consume, but the highest quality would be the best option if you're going to. Portal Engine, Papa Swole, who wins, in your opinion, an MMA fighter versus a bulky gym rat? What are you talking about? Who wins in a fight? Obviously an MMA fighter. In the gym, lifting weights, the bulky gym rat. Caleb Shumate, Papa Swole, how do I push past my limit? You don't. That's why it's called a limit. Get a Matt Damon on that one. You get him. Did I hit that?
Matt Damon.
Getting some delays on my buttons. Hopefully we don't freeze. You don't push past your limit. That's why it's called a limit. Anyone that thinks, how do I get past my limits? You don't. It's called a limit. Garrett Stearns on YouTube, Papa Swolio. How do I, or what are your carbohydrates of choice? Dates, honey, coconut water, raw dairy, sweet potatoes, white rice on occasion. I don't eat them often, but sometimes I have those. Fruit. Those are my, did I say raw honey? Raw honey's great. Okay. Mommy 213. Mommy 213.
Hi, puppy.
Papa Swolio, what's your favorite upper glute workout? Please do tell. There's no upper or lower glute. It's the glute max. So you're not going to get an upper glute workout. That's just ridiculous. The best glute exercises that I can recommend, I would say ones that people sleep on are 45-degree hypers, even with a barbell or with a dumbbell or with a band. You see, when you do 45-degree hypers, the glutes are going to be most active and have the best leverage towards the top. So if you use a band and you put it under the machine or on the hooks, if your 45-degree hyper has hooks, you get that progressive resistance. So when the glutes are most active and they have the best leverage, they're going to be targeted the most. So hip thrusts, 45-degree hypers with weights or with a band If you use weights, it's more of a hamstring targeted, but you'll still get glutes. So those are the best ones for RDLs are great too if you want to get glutes, but the ones that I mentioned before, the hip thrusts and 45-degree hypers are going to be better than RDLs. You just want a hip hinge. You want a hip hinge movement, and you definitely want to, especially for the hamstrings too, you want a hip hinge movement. Fajtak 72. Papa Swole, you do meditate? I do. You could do it in the sauna. Doesn't take much. You can pop in for a couple minutes here and there. You could do longer sessions, but the more frequently you meditate, the easier it is to tap into that kind of mindfulness and present state of mind more frequently. So like anything else, like with physical training, like with higher frequency, high intensity training, frequency matters. And the same thing with meditation. I'd rather you do 5 minutes of brain gains every day than 10 minutes twice a week or 3 times a week. It's much better to do 5 minutes a day. Even if the overall meditation time, if you do half an hour, let's say you do half an hour twice a week, okay, that's 60 minutes versus 5 minutes every day. That's 35 minutes a week. The 35 minutes done every day, the 5 minutes every day is going to be better than 30 minutes twice a week. Cerny says, California has been run by assholes for years. I understand why people hate California, but it's the dipshits who have ruined our state, not most of the people. Agreed. It's the elite liberals in these select areas like San Francisco and LA that ruin it for everyone. People don't realize how big California is. California is the equivalent. Imagine, let's see what the equivalent would be. I think the equivalent, I have to look at the map, but I feel like the equivalent of California would be, it might be the entire East Coast, but imagine like Connecticut or Pennsylvania all the way down. So imagine Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, South Carolina, Tennessee. Imagine all those states. Just look at the size. Look at the size and imagine the entire East Coast. I'm in Florida for a reason because it's one of the last bastions of freedom in this country. Imagine the entire East Coast being one state. That's insane. Imagine New York voting and people in Florida have to go by what those in New York City or DC vote for. It's crazy. California could be 5 to 10 different states, and it probably should be. It should be at least 3 to 5, I would say. Haven't there been movements to break up California in terms of vote? It should be. It should be. It's really bad for the people that live there. It's really frustrating when you have these high dense areas because there's so much farmland. There's mountains, there's beach. There's just so many different types of living and so many different protocols for these types of lifestyles that have different requirements. And it's really unfortunate that you suffer from the terrible decisions of a select few. I've driven from, I did it at night. We did it overnight from LA to San Francisco. I drove that. I forget how long it was. Was it 6 hours or 8 hours? I forget. But I remember doing it at night. I wish I did during the day, but we were trying to get there and it's like, let's just, we finished up a master training in LA and just decided to drive it. But it was just dark. It was just a straight shot. You see farmland at night. It was just straight, just nothing. When I say nothing, of course, that's an exaggeration, but it was just endless driving. It's huge, huge, huge state, huge state. Terry trains arms sometimes. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in North California, and it's very different from Southern California. I wish we were 2 separate states. At least, it's so different. Not just the weather, but there's so much farmland. People don't realize how red in terms of political stance. It's a lot of farmland. It's a lot of, like most places, a lot of hardworking Americans, and they just get sold out by San Francisco and LA. Jonas Nyberg on Instagram, Papa Soy, what do you consider to be quality foods? Well, you want to make sure you're getting things that are not sprayed with tons of pesticides, atrazine, and glyphosate. So it's mostly going to be animal-focused foods, grass-fed and finished beef, wild game, pastured eggs, raw dairy, grass-fed and finished raw dairy. Of course, that's like the peak of the peak. Not everyone has access to them. You could order them online. You could find them on farmers markets. But yeah, they might be more expensive than other things, but you're also not buying garbage. So what people look at is the overall cost, or they look at the price. They look at the actual price on the food. But if you think about it in terms of carbohydrates, local raw honey or sweet potatoes and white rice, those are very, very inexpensive. Not necessarily the raw honey, but you're not eating tons of honey. You're not just like drinking an entire container of honey. Use it sparingly. But sweet potatoes and white rice are very inexpensive. So if you are on a budget, most people are, whatever your budget is, you should focus on the proteins first. The proteins and the fats, because you're going to get a lot of the fats from the proteins. Edward W. Lynch on Instagram. Papa Swole, I drink a lot of seltzer water and regular water. Should I be adding anything to it for electrolytes? Yes. Electrolytes are very important. Magnesium, potassium, sodium. If you drink something like Mountain Valley spring water, you're getting some electrolytes in there, but you should be adding electrolytes. It's not so much about how much water you drink. Again, I'm trying to get people off just chugging water all day. That's not hydrating you. In fact, it could be dehydrating you. Hydration is not just the actual water. You're getting water and fluids from your food. You're getting it from coffee. You're getting it from dairy. You're getting it from moist food. But you also really just need electrolytes. So if you focus on what you're consuming, if you're drinking coconut water or you're having water, you're adding electrolytes to it, you're going to find that you don't need as much actual water. You need more electrolytes. And if you're chronically thirsty, you're always thirsty, and you're always just drinking plain water, that's because your body is craving these minerals. Jeremy, have you considered putting your own brand of supplements like creatine or protein? I bet a lot of us would buy it. Yes, I have. So that's potentially on the horizon. It just comes down to finding a company and figuring the logistics of that, and if they have the same philosophy as I do and how they source their ingredients and things like that. Because if I'm going to put my name and brand on it, it has to abide by certain things that I believe in. I would have to take it myself. There's a lot of options for me to just, hey, oh, they're making this, and I could just put a label on it, but there could be stearates in it. There could be other stabilizers, and they just white label it and pump it out there. That's not something that I want to do. I'm not just trying to make a buck in terms of that. Of course, you have to make, if you have a business, you have to make a profit, but it would have to abide by certain things. I just haven't crossed that threshold yet, but it's on the horizon. It's something that I've considered a lot. Just hasn't come to fruition yet, but that's something that's on the docket to look into. Paul, thoughts on pork steaks versus steaks? I mean, pork versus beef. Beef is a better option if you get pasture-raised pork. If you have access to high-quality pork, it could be a good option. I would generally recommend focusing more on grass-fed and finished beef, but it really depends on the quality that you're sourcing. Garrett, do you know if ButcherBox is legit quality? We've talked a lot about this. I mention it. I've never used personally ButcherBox. I don't know what they're doing now. I don't really know about the details. So if anyone else has any experience with ButcherBox, you can drop it in the comments. But grass-fed and finished beef, I know that's one of the bigger brands that has been doing it for a while. So there's a lot of companies that ship grass-fed and finished beef from all over the country. So you have a lot of options. I'm racist. Papa Swole, I lost that one girl I loved and I can't move on. What should I do? Honest words, please. Go to the fucking gym. There are 7 billion people in the world and there's probably 3 billion females. You'll find another one. You'll find another one. So for whatever the reason, work on yourself. Work on yourself. One of the issues is people tend to get into relationships before they've focused on themselves to develop themselves as a human. And the way men mature versus women mature, and the way we infantilize adults up through college and they get out 21, 22, 23 into the quote real world, and they're still completely brand new. You could have been working for 8 years, 9 years, not having all that debt, having some savings, having your shit in order, people get out when they're 23, 24, when they should be getting married or having kids, this, that, and the other. And they're just going to go out and then they're going to go and experience the world. So they're not ready until they're 30 and 33, 34. So we're delaying people's progress. We're delaying people's maturity. So work on yourself. That's always good advice. I'm reading this. I usually don't read troll post. I don't even know if this is a troll post. I don't even know if I don't know most of these people. Everyone always asks me in the comments, do you know this person? Do you know this person? What do you think about this? I don't know these people. Do you know the hairy hog? I do know the hairy hog. Oh, not my hairy hog. You mean he needs some advice on losing weight. Is there a person out there that calls themselves the hairy hog? That's questionable. If someone's voluntarily calling themselves the hairy hog, they must be very, very hairy. You probably shouldn't associate yourself with those people. I'm all jacked up. It's sparring day, Papa Swole. My opponent has 50 pounds on me. Any tips? Yeah, run away. Run away. 50 pounds when it comes to sparring, that's such an outsized advantage. Luckily for you, it's sparring, so make sure that you guys are both understand that it's sparring or you're probably going to get laid the fuck out. Unless you're that much more talented. And if sparring you mean by boxing, you mean by reach, or if you're doing MMA, it's hopefully you're a lot better than the other person. Aeroleaf, Papa Swole, upper inner thighs tone-ups recommendation. You guys get so specific. For a lot of these questions, hey, how do you target this area? A lot of you just need to start learning some anatomy. There's no upper inner thigh. It's the adductors. You need to do the adductor machine or heavy squats, things like that. How do I target my upper inner shoulder? You just need bigger muscles. So if you want to get a bigger inner chest, you just need a bigger chest and the muscle will grow all over the chest. Now you're not going to have a jacked outer chest and nothing in the middle. You work your shoulders, you're not going to have, I'm jacked here, but I'm not, I guess you could work the anterior deltoid more than the posterior deltoid. But if you understand anatomy, you just got to make that muscle bigger so it's bigger everywhere. Papa Swole, do you like quinoa? I do not eat quinoa. Do I eat Skippy peanut butter perchance? Hell the fuck no, and neither should you. All right, scrolling down. Wow. I might have missed a lot of questions. So just drop in. Let me see. Hitmoro007. Can I use creatine if I'm a runner of long distance? Yes, creatine has a lot of benefits, not just for strength training. But if you're a runner of long distance, you should probably be lifting heavy weights too. You should probably be getting a little bit more involved with strength training. But creatine is great for everyone. Creatine is great for everyone. I don't think you're going to see a performance benefit per se, but there's psychological benefits. There's other benefits to creatine. But I don't know if it would actually help you with your long distance running per se, but there'll be other benefits. Okay, let's take a couple more questions. Any last minute questions? We're live. If you are watching on Instagram after we finish the questions, we're going to shut off here. So we're live on Rumble and YouTube. The Daily Swole is the page. So make sure you go and follow the rest of the stream. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Thanks for being here. Let's get this one. Viper Raptor, Papa Swole, I need help with my kiddo. Did you see my question regarding a 6-year-old doing the elimination diet? I didn't. We pretty clean, but he just got diagnosed with clinical arthritis. I'm sorry to hear that. So you're asking me if a 6-year-old can do an elimination diet. Understand that the elimination diet is for anyone, but an elimination diet doesn't mean you're not getting nutrients. The elimination diet just means you're focusing on the most nutrient-dense food, and you're eliminating other things that are potentially causing problems like arthritis, like inflammation, or acute inflammatory responses. So the elimination diet is really just mostly, essentially, a complete elimination is just the carnivore diet. So you're feeding them meat, eggs, this, that, and the other. Whatever you don't remove, you can't test. So you remove things in order to test them and see what causes issues. So people that don't understand what I'm talking about might be like, you just told a 6-year-old to go on a diet. No, I didn't. You're feeding your 6-year-old. You could feed them better foods and eliminate these things that are causing a lot of issues. Anyone could be doing this. But a 6-year-old can't make those choices. So, Shay Henley. Papa Swolio, advice on progression coming back from serious muscle and tendon injury now healed. Do it slowly. Yoga, proper strength training, proper progression. Again, progressive overload is adding adding reps or weight or both in a session. So start where you're comfortable, keep proper form, and then increase the weight and increase the repetitions for that given weight over time. If you're medically cleared. If you had an injury, there might be certain movements. Again, everything inside, for example, if you download the Swolenormous app and you start one of our programs, you start some of our yoga classes or mobility, remember, everything is a guide. Everything is a suggestion. You might have certain exercises that you like better than others. There could be a certain tricep exercise that you just prefer. You try this movement, you try this bar, you try this handle, you try this cable machine, and it just doesn't feel good on your elbow, but then you try a different one. Oh, I really like that. Cool. Stick with that and then overload it over time. There are a lot of great training. Look, I have a lot of training machines, and a lot of you go to a gym, a commercial gym where you have a lot of equipment, you have a lot of free weights, you have a lot of cables, you have a lot of professional machines, but not every single one is going to fit you properly, or not every one you're going to like. So I want to make sure that you guys unplug from, oh, I like this. Okay. I mean, liking is good. And generally, you'll probably like something that feels good. Oh, I feel that in the muscles. Oh, I like the way it feels. I like the way it pulls. I like the angle. Fine. Do that. Don't let anyone tell you, you shouldn't do that. You should do this. If you really like it and you're getting results, then do that. So a lot of these different concepts when it comes to exercise selection, it's a suggestion. I'm not telling you have to do that movement. This is my experience. These are my opinions based on decades of work and, of course, trial and error and training hundreds and thousands of people through the Swolenormous app. It's just really important that you find something that you can overload properly. There are certain movements that are going to be easier for you to overload over time. And if you're doing body weight or you're doing bands, it's just harder to progressively overload certain movements. So you have to figure out and try different things and find the exercise that you like to overload. Oh, I like this for triceps. Cool. Do that one always. I like this one for chest. Cool. Do that. Oh, I like this one for back. Cool. Do that. Are you getting stronger? Are you adding weight? Are you adding reps? Are you doing 200 pounds and now you're doing 7 reps instead of 5? Now you're doing 9 reps. Then you went up to 205 or 210. You know, you're getting stronger. You're progressively overloading. You're build muscle. So find something that works and overload it. You don't need to do 15 different exercises for back. You just need probably 2 or 3 and to overload those over time. We have a society that's always constantly stimulated, whether you're scrolling on Instagram Reels or TikTok or whatever it is, you're just constantly getting different things all the time. You think that you need variety to shock the muscles. Quite the opposite. You're not building muscle if you're always shocking the muscles. You shouldn't always be crippled sore. You shouldn't be banged up all the time. You should be able to create the stimulus and then recover quickly so you could train it again. So in fact, I'm trying to get people to do less variety, but that doesn't mean you don't try different things and you don't swap exercises out. You just need to find something and then stick to it. Jack Santa says, incline dumbbells hurt my delts, so I do cable flies instead. Well, there you go. See how simple that is? Some people love dumbbells. I've done dumbbells for chest. I did free weights most of my life. I really enjoy machines. I'm seeing better results, so I'm doing that. RPW VXR 87, have you dealt with body parts being uneven? For example, chest bigger on a stronger side. I get the body is divided into dominant side and non, but how to keep it even? It could be your form. It could be something your shoulders getting locked up. It could be other body parts that are lacking. It's hard for chest to do unilateral movements. You could do like single arm pec deck, but it's a little bit harder to set up. Not every machine is going to feel really great with it. It could be other things that you're dealing with in terms of form. But if you have a weaker side, like a left arm is smaller, the bicep is smaller. Hold on, I got to. Then you want to train that first. It's good if you have an unbalanced side, you train it unilaterally. So if you want to bring up let's say your left arm, you want to bring up your left bicep, then you do single arm, let's say preacher curls, and then without rest, you go left arm, weaker side, you do 6 reps, for example, and then without rest, you go right to your stronger side and match the reps. So you want to bias the one that is weaker when you're stronger. You could do unilateral. The idea that everyone's going to be completely balanced, it's just the poison of watching stuff online and seeing pro bodybuilders that all they do is try to get the perfect symmetry. Most people don't have the genetic gift to, even if they take anabolic steroids or train their whole lives, they don't have the genetic, I would say, just the gift to step on stage and actually compete properly or competitively. So very rarely are you going to find people that's why a small percentage of people do that, because you have to want to do it, but also you need to have those good muscular insertions in order to compete at a high level. Just because you're training doesn't mean you're going to have balance. And that's part of the challenge. And that's what programming comes into play. Last chance for questions. Drop in the comments below. Good stuff. Nunuham on YouTube. Papa, is sugar beneficial in ways? Well, sugar, I mean, I think you need sugar, but not added sugar. It's different. You're not adding white granulated sugar, carbohydrates. Your body's going to break these things down into glycogen and glucose and store it in the liver and store it in the muscle tissue. So when we talk about sugar, we're talking about carbohydrates. You're not adding sugar to stuff, but you're getting some carbohydrates in coconut water. You're getting some in honey. You're getting some in dates. You're getting some in fruit. You're getting some in sweet potatoes. You're getting some in white rice. It'll just break down differently, or I personally prefer carbohydrates in my nutrition. I don't avoid it. I don't do low. I guess generally I do lower carb than other things, but I don't think that's really necessary to worry about low carb or high carb. You can adjust your carbohydrates based on your needs. I would focus mostly on protein and fat and then fill in the gaps with carbohydrates. And see how you feel. See how you feel. Jeremy, beast mode. Papa Swole, have you been to the firing range lately? What do you shoot lately? I haven't been in a couple weeks, but I need to go back. What do I shoot? What I recommend, I mean, I have rifles and shotguns and handguns. I recommend that people, it's fun to go to the range and shoot everything that you have. And a lot of people go to the range and shoot firearms that they wouldn't normally use. I think what's underrated is people using the gun or the firearm that they have by their bedside as their carry also. You can have different ones. I understand the application, but the most important thing is you practice with the ones that you're going to potentially use. So there's a lot of times people go to the range and they fire all these other things. Cool. But if you have an AR-15, it's so easy to point and shoot. You can have it loaded in your gun safe and stuff like that. But first reaction is going to be probably what you're carrying. So when you go to the range, make sure that you're practicing with the one that you're carrying around that you're going to be using more often. So it's a tool, and you want to practice with the one. You don't want to go and be like, oh, I'm shooting my Desert Eagle. It's cool to have one. Sure, you go and fire it, but that's not something you're carrying around with you. So bottom line, learn how to properly handle a firearm, take lessons, take a class, store it properly, safely, securely, and practice with your firearm. Practice with the one that you carry. People worry about having tons of guns. I always say this too. It's like, hey, how many guns do you have? Well, how many guns do you need? Whatever you have plus one, but you could have 100 guns. You need ammo and you need to practice with it. I'm going to sneeze. That was a nice one. Oh, I felt good. Big O, Papa Swole, standing versus sitting bicep curl. Am I losing anything by sitting? Actually, you're probably gaining. I mean, unless you're hitting the bench. Sitting is going to take out some of the rock or the sway. But I would recommend in terms of a bicep curl that you do a couple different varieties. So you have the supination from a standing curl, but make sure you're also training it where, because that's going to hit more of like the mid range of the bicep. You also want to add in a preacher curl. So you're getting more weighted in the lengthened position. Read my comment, Papa. You didn't comment anything. David Gonzo, is brown rice and white rice similar? I hear the nutrients of brown rice isn't bioavailable. Oh, you're getting arsenic and it's going to be harder to digest. I would never eat brown rice. It's always tasted like shit, and it tastes like shit for a reason. Get like an organic jasmine rice. You'll thank me later. More questions. Last chance for some questions, and then we're going to go balls deep. We're going to get into some videos. So if you're watching on Instagram, shift on over to Rumble or YouTube. Links in my bio. That way you don't miss any more of the show. Last chance for questions. Storm Machine, Papa Swolio, does working out in the morning help burn adenosine and give you energy to start the day? Well, your cortisol levels are going to be higher in the morning. I recommend if you're going to lift weights, do so earlier in the day. Don't do it late, but sometimes I'll train 4, 5 o'clock, depending on what I do earlier and depending on the temperature, because I usually train outside. So I generally recommend if you have a choice for morning or evening, do it in the morning. Do it in the morning. Everyone's so kind. Thank you. Bless you. Oh, I sneezed. Thank you so much. Matt McManus, my butt is on fire. Oof. Oof. You got to get off Grindr, bro. Don't stop swiping right. Ouch. Curly Girl, maybe my comment was too long. It must have been because I didn't see any comment. I was saying thank you for encouraging me back in 2020. I'm 71 pounds down, 270 to 199. That's fantastic. Good for you. Lost 71 pounds. Good for you. Good for you. Thank you for typing that out again. That's great. I didn't see that comment. It didn't show up. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to keep it on the screen for a little bit. 70 pounds down. Good for you, Bish. That's what I'm talking about. Swole sluts in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Sean or Shaw Madsen. Hello from Coquitlam, British Columbia, and Canada. Keep bringing it every day, brother. You do amazing stuff for people. Why, thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Stay swole in Canada. What the fuck, bro? Get your ass to the gym. That's good advice. I should. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing here streaming? I shouldn't be doing I shouldn't be doing a podcast at all. I should just be in the fucking gym. This is ridiculous. How dare I? How dare I?
How dare you?
Cerny says, I missed the Swole Slut cards. Well, I think we're due for a Swole Slut card. Curly Girl says, you encouraged me to keep going after I was sad about a plateau. Moral of the story, keep going. Preach. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see. Shaw, every day, brother. I'm an actor and a stunt guy, and I love your content. You just drop the hammer. Exactly what everyone needs. It's rad. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dropping the hammer every day and dropping awesome merch. This is great advice, by the way. Don't take garbage pharmaceuticals. Go to the fucking gym and make gains. Every day. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be telling people to go to the fucking gym. And there's still going to be people that don't listen. Wouldn't it be great? I should have a counter. I should have a counter that shows the amount of people that I've gotten to go to the fucking gym. And it's like the US debt clock. It just keeps on going up, going up, going up. I wonder what that number actually is. That'd be super cool if I could actually know. How many people have seen a video and went to the fucking gym as a result of it? That'd be a humbling number, I'm sure. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be really cool to actually have that number. Yeah. Rad, gnarly. Yeah. Papa Swolio from Drewski. How long have I been training seriously for? Almost 25 years. About 25 years. Isn't that crazy? 25 years. 25 years. My butt is steaming. Matt, get off Grinder. Stop getting... You might want to pitch for a change. Switch positions, dude. JJ Anderson. Hello from Scotland. Let's fucking go. Scotland in the house.
You're insane, gold member.
Scotland in the house. Now I got a soundboard for that. Where is it?
I'm the most wanted man on my island.
That's Ireland, but
Except
close
I'm
enough.
not on my island, of course.
Close enough. I don't have a
Hold the
Scottish
pick.
soundboard. Curly Girl, 70 pounds down, still hungry for answers. I like it. What are your thoughts on OMAD, 1 meal a day? It's probably not enough. If you're doing heavy strength training, it's probably not enough. That's just essentially intermittent fasting and trying to get all your nutrition in one meal. It's not necessary, but if that's what you prefer and you're getting results, who am I to tell you otherwise? But you're not going to be getting in 100 or 150 grams of protein it's in one sitting. That's a lot. Probably a little more stressful in your digestive system. You're not going to absorb as much as you think you are. Just my personal take on it. You might prefer a time restricted eating window. Like, hey, instead of one meal, within maybe you start eating from 12 to 6 and you just eat your food within that window. Again, caloric balance matters and how much protein you're getting matters and your personal needs and your schedule matter. Store Machine 97 on Rumble. What equipment do I need for Swolenormous X? I have a home gym with a squat rack / bench and dumbbells and a cable functional trainer. Is that enough? Thanks. That's fantastic. It's more than enough. We have programs that are just body weight. So it's more than enough. That's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. That's plenty. So if you're joining the Swole fam or you're downloading the Swolenormous app, if you're watching on Instagram, link is in my bio. If you don't need tons of equipment, you might have access to a gym. That's great. If you have stuff at home, that's great. We have hundreds of yoga classes. We have Swollen 7 mobility. We have club, mace, sandbag, band, dumbbell, kettlebell. We have stuff for pretty much anything that anyone has. So if you want to get the most out of X, what you said you have, that's more than what most people have. That's great. Rami, I've been going to the gym 3 times a week for 2 months and still can't see any progress. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months, so I thought the gym is the next step. Gym is the first step, in my opinion. Yeah, keep going. You're not going to see muscle growth in like a month or two necessarily. It really depends on how you're executing. So when you're starting new training, you're starting new exercise protocols, you'll gain in strength more rapidly. That's just neuromuscular efficiency. It's essentially coordination. It's essentially coordination. So if you do a new exercise, you hear Tainty Man? So if you throw in a new exercise, it'll usually take you a couple of weeks to adapt to it and then to start progressively overloading. So you'll see your strength going up pretty quickly in the first couple sessions of a new exercise, but you're not just getting growth automatically from that, unless it's a similar pattern to something you're already doing. Greetings from Argentina. I love your glasses. Why, thank you. Thank you. I like them too. Andy, I felt guilty watching you over and over again until I finally stopped finding excuses and went back to the fucking gym. I'm 56, by the way. Saludos from Argentina. Keep up the good job, Papa Swole. Why, thank you. Good for you. Keep going to the fucking gym. Keep going. A lot of Argentina in the house. Argentina. You guys hear him? You guys hear the Tainty Man? He's off, though. It's so loud. He's snoring so loud. Mr. Mustard, where are you? Where did I learn Spanish? I studied Spanish in school, then I came down to Florida and I did Latinas. And then I realized the error of my ways and stopped doing that. But I kept the language. Do I have a cow? It sounds like it. You guys hear that on the... You probably hear it on the phone better. You might not hear it on the microphone because of the sound gate, but you might hear it on the phone. Do you guys hear him? Yeah. Curly girl, I'm sitting at 199 pounds right now, looking to drop 50 more this year. How do I determine what's a healthy weight to maintain at 5'4"? BMI is a little sketchy. Yeah, it can be. A healthy weight. I really wouldn't worry so much about a healthy weight. I would just worry about getting stronger and building muscle. And then being around a caloric maintenance or a slight deficit. Really, think about it. Whether you're trying to lose more fat and lose overall, because it's not really about your overall weight. It's about your body composition. So if you're leaner and you have more muscle, you're going to be heavier than someone at the same body weight that has a higher body fat percentage. So the weight is just how much the earth is pulling you into its core. It doesn't tell you your composition. So it's much more important your composition than your body weight. And generally, if someone is building muscle, it's going to be higher. It's going to be higher than you think. It's going to be higher than you think. Because when you were that weight or the weight that you're thinking of, oftentimes people think of a weight that they weighed in high school or in college or when they're 20 and they're 30 or 40 now. But you didn't have muscle mass then. So by holding more muscle mass, muscle is so much more dense than fat, you might be at a higher body weight than you were trying to aim for. 50 more pounds might not be realistic. Maybe it's 25 pounds and you're going to look the way you want because you have more muscle mass. Does that make sense? How to complete a 5K in 25 minutes. Run faster. What are you doing? You should go to the fucking gym. I know. I should take my own advice. I should take my own advice. I know. I should go to the fucking gym. What am I doing here? You know what? Let me sign off. Everyone's like, no, don't sign off. Talk to us more. So what is it going to be? You want to ask me questions or do you want me to go to the fucking gym? I want you to go to the fucking gym. What are you doing here? This is not my concern. You're the ones that are sitting here watching me live stream. You guys should be at the fucking gym. He's going at it. How many workout tools do you have made of wood? You just talked about my pee-pee.
Because Dickens?
Only one that matters. I have a lot. I have a lot of wood. There's a lot of wood in this house. How many clubs do I have? Too many, if you ask Mama Swolio. They're hanging on the wall. They're on the ground. I have a lot of wood clubs. The number? 20, 30? Because some of them are double clubs. I have a lot of wood. A lot of wood in the gym. More than I can swing at one time, let's put it that way. Oh, that's great. Curly girl makes perfect sense. Thank you. You've been extremely helpful over the years. And now I love the gym and eating right. Good for you. Good for you. If you need any other help or you want to join the Swole fam, you're interested in some of our other programs and stuff, that might take you to that next level that you're looking for, make sure you check out, we got some specials going on over at swolenormousx.com. Maybe you haven't checked out the app. You could download it, start your free trial in the App Store, the Swolenormous app. Give it a look. Might give you some more insights. Because really what Swolenormous X is everything that I talk about here in the show for going on 9 years in one place. So that's where all the programming and yoga and meditation and master classes are. So there's a lot more there if you're interested. But glad to hear that you're crushing it. Come on over to the Swole side. Ooh, I like that. That's a new shirt. We have a lot of Star Wars or Swole Wars merch. That might be a new shirt. Come to the Swole side. That could be good for May the 4th. How about... She's on YouTube. She can't see the Rumble chat. Everyone's saying, come on over to the Swole side. Curly girl, join us. Join us, curly girl. Join us. One of us. One of us. One of us. All right, David Gonzo Oficial on YouTube. Do the clubs help open up the pectoral muscles better for weightlifting? I've wanted to buy a few, but just have little understanding of them. I wouldn't say they necessarily open up pectoral muscles, but they're great for wrist, elbow, and shoulder mobility and strength. It's rotational, so it's also decompressive. I always talk about dead hangs. Dead hangs are fantastic, just hanging from a bar. And essentially doing club work is like an active decompression for the circular training. It's fantastic. I recommend the wood clubs are more expensive, but you get better torque, you get a better swing. It's a more slower pace. So I'd recommend that. Sometimes the wood clubs need some maintenance. You have to oil them once in a while. But who doesn't like to oil their wood, right? Am I right? Come on now. Everyone knows.
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
Jacked Santa, 767. Papa Swole, are you going to watch Trump get sworn in on the 20th? I am. Should we do a live stream? Should we watch it live? Maybe I'll do it. We'll do it live here on the show if you guys are interested. I'm sure a lot of other channels will have a stream. Maybe we'll watch someone else's stream on our stream and give them credit for it. I'm not sure really what the rules are with streaming someone else's stuff, but I'm sure a lot of channels are going to be streaming it. So I am. What time is it at? We could stream it here for the Swole fam. I'll have to look into that. I mean, if we get banned or blocked, it's like, it is what it is, but please and thank you. Yes. What time is it at? Do you guys know? I haven't looked into it. The 20th is what? Monday? Is that Monday? Monday? Drewski, my only problem with Trump is that he doesn't hit the gym, apparently. Yeah, what is with that? Why doesn't he go to the fucking gym? At least RFK and people in his cabinet go to the fucking gym. I don't know how that... Look, I don't know how that dude does it. I don't know how Trump does it. How he eats that shit. And he's, 78 or whatever. I get tired after a training session. I'm good for the day and he's just flying everywhere. It's like, oh, I don't know how you pull that off. That dude just has energy. But it's really not energy. It's like anything else. It's purpose. So that will drive you through a lot of things. And of course, when you're used to doing that your whole life, he's always been hustling and flying around and doing all that kind of stuff. But that schedule's crazy. I can't imagine doing that. Trump's Swole inauguration. Everyone's amped for that. Okay. How dope would it be if Trump came? He could have a whole gym on his airplane too. He could have a personal trainer flying with him. He could really just turn that shit up. That'd be dope. I don't know how he does all that eating. Doesn't he still eat McDonald's and all that crap? It's fucking wild. Hey, no one's perfect. He's the right man for the job, but no one's perfect. All right. I wish he went to the fucking gym, but as long as he surrounds himself with people that go to the fucking gym, that's what we want. He doesn't drink alcohol, so that definitely helps. Alcohol is such poison. It's such poison. So that probably balances out, I guess, a little bit. Every time I see him eating, it's just garbage. Garbage. Ah. Make Trump swole again. Was he ever swole? Ooh, I like that. Less scroll, more swole. I like that for a shirt. You guys like that? Nice. Positive Charisma swearing in ceremony begins at 12 Eastern time, starting with Vance, then Trump. Perfect for the accountability timing on Monday. It is. Sweet. Perfect. So we're going to be here. We're always here Monday at 12 noon, so we'll do it then too. Sweet. That works. I just got to figure out how to stream it, whether it's going to be... There might be a channel on YouTube. You know how YouTube is, though, if I'm streaming someone else's, but on YouTube, it's a smaller... we're a smaller channel on YouTube for the stream, so I doubt it's going to get picked up. If it gets flagged, it gets flagged, but it'll probably be fine on Rumble. We'll just stream NBC or one of those news channels, even though I despise them to the core. They'll probably have a good... I'm sure there'll be tons. It's going to be everywhere. It'll be everywhere. Everyone's going to stream it. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Greetings from Argentina. Getting a lot of love from Argentina. Should I go to Argentina? Should I go visit? From all the people in the chat, would I get like mobbed in Argentina? Should I show up to some Argentinian gyms? Ver puto gimnasio. Adam on YouTube. Is it bad for lungs to work out outside in 32 or below temperature? Bad for lungs? I think it's probably like anything else. If you're not used to it, it's going to be taxing. I don't think there's anything that's necessarily bad. I just think it's probably going to be more taxing if you're not used to it. Roberto will fly down there to see you. Oh, boy. Costa Rica, Roberto? Oh, boy. Pony Boy, what's your opinion on cannabis after a strong gym session? I don't have an opinion on it. Usually people ask, hey, what should I smoke before I go to the gym? And that's a personal preference. I don't think it's helping you. Some people might like it. Afterwards, I mean, that's kind of like, hey, should I drink alcohol? Should I get quality sleep? Let's see. Oops. All right, I think we're about to wrap up, and we're going to go into balls deep. We always go a little bit longer when we have the live chat. Where did I get my t-shirt? papaswolio.com. Link is in my bio. We have 20% off the entire site, I believe. So specials are live. One of the best shirts we've designed. No Ozempic. Go to the fucking gym. And we ship worldwide, so there you go. All right, let's wrap up. Also, go check out merch, but click the link in my bio on Instagram and come on over to YouTube or Rumble. The links are in my bio. And join the live stream because we're about to go balls deep. We're about to watch some videos from the internet and make fun of people. So we'll see you over there, and we'll be back tomorrow. So thanks for being here, Beaches. Time to go balls deep.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
That's deep. It is. Look how deep that is. Oh my God. Can you feel it? Can you feel how deep that is? It's substantially deep. All right, let's get into some balls deep content. We didn't do it yesterday. I actually meant to, but we just did. I decided just do the releases and then wrap up. So let's get into, we did that South Park video last week. All right, pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Drop in the comments. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, o 4. Drop it in the comments down below, and we're going to take the first one that comes in. Positive charisma, number 4. Radical self-joy. Oh, this is going to be a hot steaming pile of garbage. Radical self-joy.
What's in the box?
Holy shit. Holy shit. It's Gorlock, the Destroyer.
Yes, radical self-joy. We talk about love and joy as like this radical act. It's a revolutionary act to love yourself in the face of society that wants you to, you're too much, you're not enough, change yourself, conform, squish yourself into this box role in the way that we perceive you to be, as opposed to being able to be your multi-dimensional, multifaceted self.
And also, I mean, round does not fit in a square. So we're not meant to fit in a box, A. But B, even if it's somebody that isn't a bigger bodied individual, just people in general, I feel like need to really ingrain that in themselves and love on themselves and be kind to themselves, especially with how the world is.
Yeah, that kindness starts at home, y'all. Like being kind to yourselves.
I have no fucking idea what the hell they just said. Nothing. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing. Oh. Damn. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. 1, 2, or 3. Let's go Candyman 156, number 3. This one's called Hate America. Oh, yay.
What's in the box?
Hate America.
I fucking hate America! I hate it here. I hate everything about this fucking country.
Leave.
And before any of you Oakley wearing rednecks come at me and be like, then fucking leave.
Yeah.
I can't. It's
Okay. Okay. Let me just settle this once and for all. You can leave. We're more than happy for you to leave. The complaining and then staying is just, no one fucking cares. I hate this. I can't stand. Go. Please go. Go. Just fucking go. You should go. Oh, no, you don't want to go because what else are you going to complain about online to get followers, you grifting twat?
leave. I can't.
You can't.
It's expensive. There's rules. Just like there's rules to get into our country.
There are no rules for the next 6 days. There are rules to get into our country. Are you retarded? Me think you are. That's the problem. There are no rules to get into the country. You just walk the fuck in. That's the problem. That's why America, the country you hate, voted to kick all these criminals out. Can't wait. Tom Holman, get to work.
There's rules to get into others. There's rules. I can't just fucking leave. And it's expensive.
I love it.
It's expensive
I love
to
it.
leave too.
I love
so unless
it.
you want to start, sending me your fucking Bush Light and Virginia Slims money and crowdsource me to get the fuck out of here, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I love it. I love it. Let's keep tabs on her. I want to watch the steep decline over the next few years. All right, let's do another one. That was awesome. Very exciting. I love to hear the pain in her voice. That's what happens when you are retarded. So never go full retard.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Except her. All right, let's take number 2. This one's called Deleted TikTok.
What's in the box?
This one should be deleted too.
Apparently my first TikTok got deleted for adult nudity and sexual activity.
Holy shit.
And I absolutely agree. I mean, I was topless and my collarbones were showing. Jokes aside though, I'm a trans girl at the start of her trans journey, so nothing makes me as euphoric as someone considering my topless body, especially since you couldn't see like literally anything in that video, to be adult nudity. So to anyone who reported that TikTok, I unironically love you and you just made my day. Thank you so much.
Autogynephilia. These people have a fetish. They get off on being and exploiting themselves and pretending like you are a woman. That's disgusting. Okay, everyone to the corner. Thank you. So that was Loretta to the corner. PK has never left the corner. That's may as well just call the corner PK corner. Candyman's in the corner. Let's do this last one because that's all we have. So we're all going to the corner. This is everyone. We're all going to the corner on this one. Yeah, no one's ready. You're not ready for this one. Is that a bull? That's a huge bull ring. This is classify as fat. All right. I agree.
What's in the box?
Okay.
I keep seeing people try to classify themselves as fat and plus size when they can walk their ass right into Urban Outfitters and buy something.
That's right. If you think you're fat, nope, you don't you're not fat. You're not a large fat. You're not a supersized fat. You're not fat enough to be considered fat. You have to be morbidly, disgustingly obese in order to be one of us. You're not good enough. You're not fat enough to be considered fat. How dare you insult fatter people by claiming you're fat? You're not fat enough.
Like, did you know that you can have fat on your body and not experience fat phobia and actually not be plus size? Bodies just have fat on them. Stop fat chasing. You want to be fat so bad until you are.
Fat chasing? Fat chasing. Fat chasing. We have to stop this. We have to end this fat appropriation. We have to end fat appropriation. That's my goal in 2025. Stop appropriating fat bodies. Let's do a throwback. Jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Ooh.
It is a fact
Ooh.
that thin people are treated better.
You are ugly.
I will never understand the insistence by some people.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is...
You just gotta be a bigger victim than everybody around you or something.
What is that thing?
I have been both young and thin and young and fat. And I have also been old and fat. I have seen it from all the sides.
What is happening here?
And there is
what is
definitely
that?
a difference in how people treat fat people.
What the fuck is that?
People are always telling you to eat a hamburger, but it doesn't even come close to the abuse that fat people take.
What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Damn.
What is the best
Damn.
move to silence a woman?
Fuck my life. Shit. Okay, Swole card time. My God. Okay, before we get into the Swole card, I want to remind you a couple things. So tomorrow we have an episode. On Thursday, we will not have a public episode. It's only for members. So if you want to jump on a live call with myself and other Swole fam members, join the fam now, swolenormousx.com. Thursday, January the 16th, that's day after mañana, roundtable 83, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Now, we decided earlier today that I guess the inauguration happens on Monday around 12 noon. So we're going to stream it or try to stream it. We'll figure that out because we're live Mondays at 12 anyway. So we will chill for that, watch it together, and bring in a new age for America Monday the 20th for the inauguration. Anyway, Roundtable 83, day after tomorrow, Thursday the 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Let's give away today's Swole card. Are you ready? No Ozempic. Go to the fucking gym. Gym over Ozempic, day in and day out. Falcon, take us away. Oh, we got a Schwinner. Today's winner is Merry Christmas to Jack Santa 767. Jim or Ozempic. This card is going to Jack Santa. Send us an email, Mr. Klaus, to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3175 in the subject, your mailing address, and the body of the email. And we'll send you today's Swole card. Congratulations. Thanks for playing, everyone. Fam, we'll be back tomorrow for another amazing Sleaze cast, but don't you know that already? Because we're here every fucking day. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Rumble, The Daily Swole on YouTube as well. Subscribe everywhere. Share the show with your friends. If you like to make sick fucking gains and stretch out your ear holes with the knowledge cock, this is the show for you. And we'll see you tomorrow for 3176. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. Yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah. Whoa. My shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits.